Hey guys, my name is Angel and I want to talk to you about how to really prevent getting COVID-19, the coronavirus. So it's crazy what's going on in the US right now, with the average number of daily new cases being about 190 to 200,000 new cases per day, and the total number of deaths being about 340,000 deaths in the US. These numbers are out of control. It's ridiculous. The question is, what are we going to do about it? How can we significantly reduce these numbers? Let's talk about you. So you're taking all the necessary steps as required by the CDC. You're washing your hands, sanitizing after touching everything, staying 6 feet away, and so are the people around you. But yet, the people around you are still getting sick. Well, I can tell you that I haven't gotten COVID-19, the coronavirus, since this pandemic started back in February. In fact, I haven't gotten any sickness, cold or flu, since the pandemic started. And I'm 39 years old. And neither has my colleague Cassandra Arnold's, who's 64 years old. And let me tell you, I didn't even follow all the CDC guidelines for several months. I wasn't washing my hands, sanitizing regularly, avoiding large gatherings. In fact, I went to an underground festival back in 4th of July that was about 2,000 people. Walked around, everybody else was not wearing masks. I met a new group of people there, ate with them, shared food with them, never got sick. Now since then I have implemented all the CDC guidelines and I'm following them to the T. I'm doing everything CDC recommends, all the regulations and recommendations. But what I believe has really got me through this pandemic, without getting sick, is a strong immune system. So maybe the question is not, how can we prevent ourselves from contracting the virus? Maybe the question is, how do we strengthen our immune system so much that we don't even get sick in the first place? The immune system destroys the virus right at the front lines. That's really what I think we need to focus on, a strong immune system. And we're going to talk about that in this video. Your diet, what you eat, exercise or motion, sleep, and your mindset and the level of stress all affect your health and immune system. We take care of our bodies will take care of us. And now I would like to introduce my friend and colleague, Cassandra Arnolds. She's 64 years old and has not gotten sick once during this pandemic, not even a cold. She's a professional nutritionist. She'll be taking the lead right now. Cassandra, take it away.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Arnold, and I want to start this conversation by talking about what's important to you. With all of us facing a global pandemic right now, I know that it is very important that we do everything possible to improve and boost our immune systems. So I want to have a conversation about 4 areas of your life that you can do just that, with small, simple hacks to your lifestyle. Those areas are eating, sleeping, exercise or movement, and mindset. Let's start by talking about eating. So first, to support our immune systems, we must drink water. After all, our bodies are 60% water, and your brain is 90% water. So a good way to gauge how your hydration is going is to check in with the dryness of your lips, your mouth, and even your hands. If your hands are dry, you're a bit dehydrated. Another great way of telling if you're dehydrated is your urine. Your urine should always be clear. It should never be yellow or dark yellow. That's a sure sign of dehydration. So you should always drink water at the first sign of thirst. Another thing you can do is you can eat your water. by eating foods like apples, cherry tomatoes, carrots, and of course watermelon. These are all great sources of not just water, but other nutrients to help support our immune system. So this is one of the first ways to really get in touch with your body, by listening to your body's hydration. Am I thirsty? Oh, I better drink some water. That's a great way to connect with your body. So when we choose the foods we eat, the quality and the type of food is very important. We should always be choosing real food as opposed to processed foods. So let me be specific about what I mean by processed foods. In other words, our food should not have additives or chemicals or preservatives in them. And believe it or not, we can find some really good sources of organic food that is real. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be fresh. I have been able to find some really good frozen vegetables that are organic and still have no preservatives or additives in them. So remember, our food needs to be real as opposed to processed. Next, I want to talk about certain types of food that are really great immune builders. First of all, there's citrus fruit. Grapefruits, oranges, lemons, and limes are a great source of vitamin C. But did you know that red bell peppers have 3 times the vitamin C of a citrus fruit? Also, there's broccoli, which is a great source of vitamins A, C, and E. Also fiber. Now, fiber is great for your microbiome, your gut, and that's where the real immunity work starts to happen. Garlic lowers your blood pressure and stimulates white blood cells to fight off infections. Mushrooms are a great source of vitamin B. Mushrooms like shiitake, chaga, and reishi are wonderful sources of immune system building. Ginger is very antioxidative and anti-inflammatory. And then there is turmeric, which is another wonderful anti-inflammatory spice. Where you eat is as important as what you eat. You should eat in a calm, peaceful, tech-free, when possible, area. Being mindful of what you're eating helps to assimilate all the nutrients that are in the food you eat. Do your best to be mindful. Slow down, be calm, connect with your food. Eating 3 meals a day is recommended. Early morning, midday, and early evening. Consider also putting 10 to 14 hours between your last meal of the day and the first meal of the following day. This is called intermittent fasting, and it really helps to reset your metabolism and help to boost your immune system. So let's talk about sleep. Sleep actually produces proteins known as cytokines. Now, cytokines help to fight off infections. You may be wondering how much sleep you should get. Well, usually it's recommended that we get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. But we are bio-individuals, so you must pay attention and know when you're getting enough sleep. It's really recommended to sleep with the natural cycle of nature. In other words, go to sleep when the sun goes down and wake up when the sun comes up. I know this doesn't work for all of us. Some people work nights or graveyard shift. So the quality of sleep is really important. One of the ways you can improve on the quality of your sleep is where you sleep. Where you sleep should be dark, cool, and calm. I have actually taken up the practice of removing all electronics from my bedroom. Even my alarm clock is analog. And it's really helped with the quality of my sleep. And lastly, it's really good for us to pay attention to how we sleep. Do a sleep diary. Write down how many hours you slept. How did you sleep? How was the quality? Did you wake up at any time? Did you dream? By the way, we all dream. We just don't always remember our dreams. So this is another opportunity to connect with your body and pay attention to your sleep. Next, I want to talk about exercise or movement. Now, movement primes antibodies and white blood cells that fight off viruses. Because we are bio-individuals, how we move and what we move is totally dependent on our ability to move. We can move wherever we are, whether we're at our desk or out on a walk. Even if you're at your desk and you're rotating your wrist or moving your neck around, that's movement. The amount of exercise you get is not as important as the frequency of your exercise and the consistency. Just move every day. Whether you are a runner or you play tennis or you just like to go on walks like I do every day. Movement is a practice. It's something we should do every day of our lives. So if you are someone who plays tennis, or if you're just somebody who turns some music on and dances, this is all movement. And it's vital that we get some of this in each and every day of our lives. Again, I want to emphasize that you move with the ability that you have right now, and not try and move too much beyond where you are in this moment. Just move and keep moving consistently. And before you know it, you're going to be moving in ways you didn't think possible. I mean, I'll give you an example. In these colder winter days, I have taken to jogging. And jogging is not something that I ever thought I would be doing. But as I started walking each day and the cold weather kicked in, I started moving more. Now I'd like to talk to you about mindset or connectedness. In recent years, researchers have found that your mind can have a powerful impact on your body. Immunity is one of the areas where thoughts and attitudes can have a particularly powerful influence. In one study, researchers found that activation in the area of the brain connected with negative emotions led to a weaker immune response to flu vaccines. Now, you may wonder why that's important at all, but think about it. They're talking about a flu vaccine, and we are in the midst of receiving the COVID vaccine. So what I want to emphasize is that our ability to have a positive mindset can actually allow that vaccine to do the vital work that it was created to do. So connecting your heart and your mind can have a very positive effect on your immune system. Mindset is much more than just positive thinking. It's knowing that your mind has power over your body's ability to heal and setting a positive intention. We are what we do. Having a healthy mindset is not just an action, it's a habit. So take more time to have a positive mindset and know that it takes more than just a positive mindset to change our immune system. We can always speak those things into existence. We can say, wow, I feel wonderful today. Or, wow, I woke up and I'm feeling so much healthier today. Or, wow, when's the last time I was sick? Wow, it's been 6 years, 5 years. I don't know how many years it's been since I've actually had a cold or the flu. So you can speak all that into existence. Don't just think it, speak it, and be it with your mindset. So there you have it. 4 areas where you can improve your immune system and help it to fight off COVID-19. You may be asking yourself why this is so important to me. Well, I'll tell you. You see, I have been curious about what makes a person healthy and how they can improve their health from a very early age. From birth, I was being told how limited my life would be due to my health. You see, I only weighed 4 pounds at birth. I was also diagnosed with a heart murmur. And the doctors told my mother to restrict my movement and to not let me get very excited. Well, this was a pretty hard task to do for a child who was allowed to eat large amounts of sugar every day. It wasn't very easy. But I'll tell you, luckily for you and for me, I didn't listen to what doctors were telling me about myself or my health. I started making modifications to my lifestyle, started listening to my body, started eating better, and just doing what felt better, really connecting with myself. And before I knew it, at age 35, I had reversed that diagnosis of a heart murmur. When I saw the doctors at age 35, they told me I no longer had a heart murmur. I had totally reversed the diagnosis. And you know what? I've said no to other conditions that have plagued my family for years. I've said no to diabetes. I've said no to heart disease. I've said no to arthritis. I've said no to cancer. And today I am saying no to COVID-19. And I would love it very much if you all join me on this journey to say no to COVID and do what your body is absolutely, miraculously capable of doing, keeping you alive. Live long and prosper.
One last thing I want to say. Here's what we're not saying. We're not saying the only thing you have to do is take care of your immune system. No. What we're saying is do both. Follow CDC guidelines and improve your immune system. Follow CDC recommendations and Cassandra's recommendations. Obviously, there is no guarantee that you won't get COVID-19, but at least we can significantly reduce your chances. Take care, be well, and have a healthy 2021.